Aloha, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. This is the studio, 100 Bad Video Studio. It's my video podcast studio. This is where I do all the content. Most of the in studio content that you see on this channel happens right here. One of the main things that people say when they come in here is like, whoa, it's a lot, like it's way more compact and smaller than I thought. Because, well, you know how it goes with angles. You sort of control the view, you control the perception, and that's what we're all about here, is really like that curation, that, well, less about curation, more about production. And so that's what my whole thing is here, is just do it, just post it. This is the first live we're doing on this channel, so props to you for being a part of that. I'm giving you a behind the scenes look at what I look at. So what we got here is basically let me pull it up right here so we can, a little bit of inception action right there. You can see what I see in YouTube Studio. But here we're going to open up Final Cut. And today, why you tuned in, why you clicked the thumbnail when you saw the title, we have an hour, 17-minute long clip here. And what I've done, you can see what I've done, but I'm also going to do right now so we can do it together, is I'm going to make a bunch of shorts from this hour and 17-minute long clip. I'm going to go ahead and make a lot of shorts from it. For those of you familiar with Final Cut, you're going to see here that this is a multicam clip. So if I were to just do a quick breakdown of what this clip is this one, let's see one more, we can see all four right here. This one is what I'm holding in my hand, the gimbal right here. Well, you can't, my back is to this camera, which is actually angle number 2. This is the BTS capture right here, and these two are the FX3s, just like this one right here. And then we have this. We have 2 GoPros. So this angle is GoPro that is on the counter. You can actually see it in this shot right around here. That's one BTS GoPro. You can even catch some of the light right here. It's very BTS-y. This one is way like in relation to where I'm standing here in this shot, all the way to my left. It's on the sliding door facing the kitchen. It's the extra wide, super wide shot. And you'll see why that is important. When I'm putting up multiple cameras, and in this case, it's 2 FX3s and 2 GoPros, the difference in quality is apparent, and it's actually even painful to some. But I like to just say, just post it. And also what we want to do with these multiple angles is just to give a better feel of what is going on. What is the environment like? One easy way to do that is just simply change compositions. I made other videos talking about this, right? If you want it for B-roll, if you want to sort of reset attention, or you want to create something that's a little less predictable, go ahead and just change one or two things, which is change the angle or change the composition. In this case, what we're doing is we're changing with my gimbal right here. You're going to get the close up. But if you change that to an extra wide, like an extra close, extreme close up, extra wide, that's what these GoPros are. Excuse me. That's what these GoPros are adding right here, is this extra wide view where you can see our whole body. We look like we're just little specks in the whole frame, versus an extreme close up. We can't even see our whole body. Everything in between is what I'm trying to cover here. So I'm really trying to cover the gap of compositions. So everything from at least close up, medium, wide, kind of cover the bases, right? I know I can do that all with the gimbal that I'm holding right here, which is the first angle in this case in my multicam clip. I can get the tights, I can get the wides, and I do. And it's with the FX3 shooting 4K and all that. So it's just a little bit more crispy, you know what I mean? But I know that I have these 2 angles right here specifically for the reason of creating shorts that I'm about to jump into. All right. So let's just get into it. Oh, and before I forget, I wanted to do green today. I don't know why I was at blue. I wanted to do a little bit more green setting. There we go. But that's good. For those of you wondering, that's just me on this Sidus app, aperture lighting, MT Pros. I got the Amaran 60s, real light setup for this small space. I like it though, because as you can see, you just go like this on the color wheel. Boom. You just go like this on the color wheel, and then you get whatever kind of effect you want right there in one touch. My favorite color is green. I'm gonna go with some green. There we go. Something like that. Okay, let's get to it then. Done with that. Let's make some shorts out of this multicam clip. All right.
Play, cut. Shit. And then another couple of the key shots.
Hold up.
Work in post.
So a couple things I'm going to do here real quick is just make it easier for you guys to see what's going on. First things first, you'll notice I have two different formats, right? This is my master file right here. This is more or less let me mute this real quick. This hour and 17-minute clip, I've already went and I've multicammed it, right? This is the first order of business. I skipped that for purpose of time's sake, but you can see how this angle right here on my gimbal there's multiple clips. I'm starting and stopping. I have to go ahead and sync them later. This angle right here, if I turn down into my monitoring angle, this was my safe cam, the other FX3 on some sticks, back wide, so we can see sort of the lighting sources that I have going on here. We can see the action in the kitchen. It's very, very BTS-y. Also, it's worth noting that into this angle right here is where we have the audio files. So for this particular setup, Kealoha and I both are wearing a lav mic that is hooked up into the FX3, this FX3 right here, using the handle that you put on the hot shoe mount, right? It's got 3 inputs, 2 of them are XLR. So I got 2 lav mics, one for each of us going in to this camera file. So it's baked in, so to speak, into this file. So for all the audio in the whole thing and everything here, we are making sure that we're selecting this file, which you can see here, dialogue 1, dialogue 2, one being Kealoha, one being me, right? So that's where the audio file, or the good audio, this is where our vocal audio is being drawn from. If there's any other kind of foley or sizzle or live sound that I want, I might go to the gimbal angle right here. The GoPro angles, obviously, somebody please tell me how, if it's possible, I can get GoPro to create one file instead of literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 files. There must be some kind of time limit, right? I mean, there's no loss of information. It's just really tedious when you're doing file management. Also, I'm sorry to rant. GoPro, why is your file naming system such that even though we have subsequent clips, you're going to go ahead, you're not going to change the last number in the sequence, which, you know, this case is GH030434. Why don't we make the next file GH030435? Oh, wait. Nah, we just gonna go ahead and change one of the digits in the middle of this whole file name. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Look, please, if you know how to address this, I dived into settings and I'm not spending any more time on it. Y'all can help me out with that, please. All right, please, I would really appreciate it. Thank you. And then the other GoPro over here, right? This one. The reason I'm bringing this up is because this is what we have to work with. These are our ingredients, right? And so now let's go cook them up. First thing, you'll see where I already went in this clip and created shorts from. What I'm doing really is there's already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I already created 7 shorts from this hour and 17-minute long clip. What I'm doing now is going in and finding other ones. So let's see. This is the beginning. Oh, it's on mute right now, right? So.
That's my fault. No, you want it. That was a little too laser. All right, I love it.
This whole part right here is us like kind of fumbling through. We're doing a thing where it requires coordination and timing, and I'm holding a gimbal and I'm trying to time this toss that we're trying to time the catch with the music, and there's a little too much going on. We kind of mess up. I already drew one short from that. I don't think I need two, so I'm going to skip. Let's go ahead. What else we got?
The setup shots.
Yeah.
But then like once I get this in here, we'll get like a shot of the meat going, you know? This is getting prepped.
Boom. That's a nice little start point right here. So what I'm doing is really just looking for little points of interest, is little, what I like to call them takeoff and landings, right? So I'm just looking for a takeoff. Where are we starting? And then where are we landing? Where are we ending? Easy hacks to do this for shorts are questions, right? And especially in a situation like this where you have two people. If someone asks a question, that's your takeoff, that's your start, that's your hook. And your landing, you can do a number of things. You can tease the audience with like hinting at the landing, or follow for part 2, part 3, all these other things, right? But this is a different kind of takeoff or start right here, where it's here. You gotta see it.
This is getting prepped.
This is getting prepped. This is getting prepped. One, I like how he uses the word this. Whenever we hear someone say this, we're prompted to look. So it's like a little bit of a attention hack, right? This, or look at, like over here, these verbal cues that when heard prompt one to match a visual cue too. So if someone says, this is dope, this is amazing, this is shitty, whatever this is, something, then you're prompted to look. What is, because there's an innate question in words like this, look at. Over here, it's prompting the visual follow-up. So that's just a nice, easy takeoff.
Prepped.
This is, wait, where are we at?
Prepped.
Let's go look at the screen again.
This is getting prepped.
Boom, right here. So I'm starting one.
This is getting prepped. So I normally don't put this stuff in, like the setup shots.
Yeah.
But then like once I get this in here, we'll get like a shot of the meat going, you know? Okay. I'm not trying to give nobody no free shout outs while they ain't paying me.
Right. That's kind of
Shout outs while they ain't paying me. You feel me?
Right. Unless this label right here is cutting checks.
Right.
So really all that's happening here, you see a lot of dead space. Again, like I always say, I'll do this so we can really make it easy to see. I'm gonna put it on mute because this audio wave file is telling us a lot of information as an editor. We know there's nothing worth, let's say audio wise here. It's dead space. And if it is, and if our visuals are saying, hey, look up here though, hold on. There's some prosciutto going on a hot pan, which I know is accompanied by a sizzling sound. Okay, we can maybe save the visual part of information that's contained in this clip, but we definitely don't need the audio part. So right now, when I figure out like, this is my takeoff right here, I'm looking for a landing. It might potentially be this one, which is, it ends on a bit of a humorous note. Oh, I muted it, right?
Not trying to give nobody no free shout outs while they ain't paying me. You feel me?
Right. Boom. Bit of a humorous landing right there. I could end it right here, but I'm looking somewhere over here for something that might be a potentially better landing. And in doing so, I'm going to go ahead and use this information that is in the audio file to figure out where to look. I can kind of skim past these knowing that here we're talking, what are we talking about? Let's just go.
So we go in with a cold pan so we get better color as it warms up. Okay. Yeah, and then we can move this stuff.
Boom. That is a value. That's valuable. Like,
so we not trying to give nobody no free shout outs while they shots. Yeah.
okay, so here's a couple things I noticed. There's background music playing here, and there's no background music playing here.
And with a cold pan so we get better color as it warms up.
But that right there is a little tidbit of information that will appeal to foodies. So again, every time I'm editing, I'm thinking about what audience is going to want to eat this, like a chef, right? In this case, we're literally dealing with a chef talking about food. And us as editors, we're chefs too. We're chefing it up. So when I hear this part,
so we go in with a cold pan so we get better color as it warms up.
when we go in with a pan, when we go in with a cold pan, we warm it up so we get better color. What I remember shooting it, I thought it, and now that I'm going through it now here in the editing part, I'm like, oh yeah, that's a little tidbit that to me felt educational. So already I'm just kind of marketing in my head as this is an educational piece. It might not fit well with our landing, what we've set up so far, right? So what I'm going to do is actually just go like this. I put a little spacer here. That reminds me to come back. I put a little marker as well. I might even go as far as to name this mug like this and say educational montage, just so I know to come back to it. And actually it'd be more like a to do. There we go. Educational montage. Just so I know I can come back. I don't think it fits as a landing here for reasons I've seen. This part has background music. This part does not. Also, it can end right here. This could be the landing, but I'm just going to spend a little time searching through here. We got a new song. So
You don't get tired of this song, but
No.
probably
we'll
not.
pause it while what I normally do is I pause it in between so that way I don't get too tired of the song, you know? Like while we're not shooting nothing. Pause it.
So how long does it usually take then to like do one video?
Here we go. That's some info right here. What's this? Oh, shit. Sometimes your shortcut keys. What the hell did I just do? Here we go. Okay.
Get too tired of the song, you know?
Right here. I think right here.
So how long does it usually take then to like do one video?
It depends on what we're cooking because certain dishes have more steps.
Yeah.
But usually it's been on average like about an hour 15. Okay. But that's mainly just because of the cooking process. It would be shorter.
See, this I like as BTS. This is value. This is value for the person like you who's interested in creating content, who wants to have these conversations with the creators, but oftentimes the creators only put out content that shows their polished, curated version. This channel is the antithesis to all of that, as you know. This is, let's get behind the scenes and have these conversations. So this, talking about brand, talking about chefing up content, right? This is exactly the kind of content that's made for this channel, that's made for myself, that's made for you. So I'm gonna go ahead. This is another piece right here. This is the takeoff. Maybe a little bit of the B-roll. Maybe I'll choose, look at this. Maybe I'll choose this angle to start with right here. Although, because we've sort of established that the audience for this is the creator, is this guy right here, you watching, who has a gimbal in your hand, who has an order on Amazon and B&H Photo and Andromeda or whatever, like right now, this is you, right? So maybe we start with that.
So how long does it usually take then?
Maybe a little bit less though, because I want to get to the takeoff.
So how long does it usually take then?
There we go. So how long does it usually take then? Again, we're just using the simple hack of a question as our takeoff.
It depends on what we're cooking because certain dishes have more steps.
Yeah.
But usually it's been on average like about an hour 15. But that's mainly just because of the cooking process. It would be shorter. Like she's not doing, like a lot of it is like I said, she'll shoot something. But like a lot of it is like.
Boom. We can cut out some of this fluff because really what we need to do is get from this point
shorter. Like a lot of it is like.
To this point. He's explaining another.
Like a lot of it is like I said, she'll shoot something and then she waits and then she shoots something and then she waits, you know?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that situation, you know?
Yeah.
Where,
Kind of like that situation, you know?
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boom. That could be it right there. Let's see how long this is. This is starting at 9:14 and it ends at 9:42. Almost 30 seconds. It's 28 seconds, right? Wait, let me make sure my math is right. 14 to 42. Yeah, 28 seconds. That, I don't know the sort of the Goldilocks number of seconds for a YouTube short. I know you have up to a minute, right? The 60-second limit that we are all working with, whether we're on TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube, be it tall videos, tall short form videos. What about you? I mean, this is something I'd like to ask you. When you consume short form content that is educational, let's differentiate here. That is educational short form content. What's the average view duration of a 60-minute cap, 60 seconds. If there's a 60-second window, I feel like you're a little bit more inclined to spend 60 seconds if it's educational and you're getting something from it, especially if it's from a source that you've already familiarized yourself with and sort of joined and drank the Kool-Aid, joined the tribe, however you want to call it, right? If it's something that you know, like, and trust that you're already in flow with, you're very likely to consume all 60 seconds of this 60-second short form. That's my hunch. That's my personal consumption pattern as well. If I'm getting that value from it, I'll spend that 60 seconds watching it. I have ways of saving it and embedding it into my Notion and making notes and all of that stuff. So it is somewhat like little pieces of homework for me. That's how I look at a lot of the educational short form content. And I hope a lot of you do as well, especially if you're really, fucking with this channel, then you're doing similar things in your own way. But when it comes to things like entertainment, I think it's a little bit different, because this clip right here I'm chefing it up for the educational content consumer. I might go longer than 30 seconds. So let's see how far we can get that makes sense.
And what, the girl's just salivating? Hurry up, Daddy.
Well, what's funny is, like I said, it's my older one. Sayla loves it.
Okay. Yeah, now we get into more personal stuff. I think the actual juicy, meaty, educational piece starts here with a question.
So how long does it usually take then?
And ends here
That situation,
with an actual answer. So this right here is another short. And just so we're clear, I'm going to go through the whole process right now, right? So right now I'm just selecting shorts. What I'm going to do after this is I'll show you how I edit all these multicam angles and how I choose and select and adjust these things. I'm going to export it from Final Cut Pro, and then I'm going to put it into Descript, which is one of my most used apps right now. And it's actually, if you're not using it and you're doing captions yourself, what are you doing? Because this app will free up your time from doing this tedious task of doing captions manually. So we'll get into Descript. I'll put up my captions on this. I'll export that as well. And you know what? Well, I don't know if I can upload shorts on my YouTube channel that I'm actually doing a live on right now. Something tells me I can't do that. So let's just, oh, wow. Oh, snap. What are the different cameras you're using? Hey, what's up, Tyler? I'm using FX3s. I don't know when you commented. Sorry, bro. I just got into this part. I'm getting used to this live stream. I'll probably have a monitor up there with the live chat up there later. But Tyler's Eclectic. Yo, man, I saw your channel. You getting busy too, man. So I know you're a creator. Yeah. What's up? Tev is in the house. That's right. Yo, check out Tev's Media, everybody. He was on this show. Tev, you remember you're sitting in this seat. And I'm trying to get to your episodes too. I mean, since you're watching, maybe we'll get into it right now. But let me get back to doing the shorts. What's up, you guys? Let's go. You're all good. Yeah, I'm using FX3s, but in this editing example, I'm also using 2 GoPros. But actually go through the whole step of uploading the shorts after I use the script to put captions on into the channel that I'm living on right now. So we'll kind of table that. But you see how I go into this long ass clip right here and create shorts from it. I'm doing it. If I was to do it real speed, obviously without talking and stuff and explaining, it would be a lot faster, but you get it, right?
So like do one video.
It depends on what we're cooking, because certain dishes have more steps.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But usually it's been on average like about an hour 15. But that's mainly just because of the cooking process. It would be
All right.
shorter.
Cool. So you know what? Because I already lined up 1, 2, I believe.
And then we'll have.
Oh, wait, I did that one already. So let's just go ahead and cut these 2 different shorts right here. This one right here is a lot more for the educational crowd. This one is a little bit of both. It's a bit of a hybrid. I think I'm going to pique some foodies' attention right here because it's giving educational value to the foodie. This one's giving educational value to the video content creator guy. And you know what? We all doing the same thing. So let me just do this one first. All right. Multicam from a long form to a tall form to a tall short. First, I'm just going to copy that. And now I'm going to go to my, not multi-clip timeline where I'm at right here. Yo, come on, man. Come on, man. I guess I got to reopen it. This one. Here we go. Boom. So I drop it from, obviously, right? This standard horizontal 16:9 timeline. Then I go ahead, I create a new event, a new project that's tall, right? Still 16:9, but it's vertical now. Vertical video, tall video, whatever you guys call it. I don't know. I'd be interested in what you call it with yourself, with your clients, whatever. First order of business is I'm going to select the angles. What angles do I want to show and when? So go ahead, let's play it.
So how long does it usually take then to like do one video?
It depends on what we're.
I'm going to cut out the and I'm going to, right when we get back into it, I'm going to go and select my gimbal view so it's closer to him. He's answering.
It depends on what we're cooking because certain dishes have more steps.
Yeah.
But usually it's been on average like about an hour 15.
Since this is a pretty long clip, relatively speaking to what we're dealing with here, and it's 28 seconds right here, this clip is what, let's see, it's 9 seconds. Whew, that's over 33% of the clip is this one shot. So I don't want to bore the audience. I'm going to switch it up. But the question is, what angle am I going to? I'm going to go and introduce a new one. We started here. We went here. Now I'm going to introduce this one. Boom. And you know what? Let's go. That's on the desk. That's on the desk. It's on the counter.
It's been.
You know what? I might just cut that out and just start with the answer.
Yeah.
But usually.
Boom. Cutting out that usually part.
Steps.
Yeah.
It's been on average like about an hour 15. But that's mainly just because of the cook.
Boom. I kind of like it switching back here to this part. Again, we're gonna adjust it to fill this space after, but right now we're just selecting angles.
15. But that's mainly just because of the cooking process. It would be shorter. Like a lot of it is like I said, she'll shoot something and then she waits and then she shoots something and then she waits, you know? But that's mainly just because of the cooking process. It would be shorter. Like a lot of it
Process is going to end right there because grammatically I like how it flows from this.
Cooking process. Like a lot of it is like
yeah,
I said,
that sounds a little bit better.
And then she waits and then she shoots something and then she waits, you know?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that situation.
Yeah.
So it's
I don't need my confirmation right there. I'm just going to end with his point, right?
She waits, you know? It's kind of like that situation, you know?
And with this, it's kind of like that
situation, you know?
Yeah.
We might not even need that. Oh, shit. Come on, man. We're here. Right there.
It's like a lot of it is like I said, she'll shoot something and then she waits and then she shoots something and then she waits, you know? It's kind of like that situation, you know?
Boom. We don't need that. Actually, we just went from 28 seconds to 35. Wait, what? 235, 19 seconds. All right. Now that I've selected in my head, I actually know right here, I'll just put something like this, a spacer, so it's easier for you guys to see. Boom. In my head, I know right here during this space right here, it's going to be occupied by some B-roll. I already know based off of what I'm hearing, it's going to be B-roll. Part of the reason I do that is because if you look at this whole 19-second portion, let me mute this. This 19-second portion, most of it is talking head, raw, in the field, multicam. But I do want to add a little bit of visual stimulus and attention reset right here, at least somewhere in this 19 seconds here. And this happens to be, 4 seconds. So go ahead, do your math, maybe like a quarter of the video. And, sometimes like the ratios, what's your ratio to B-roll and actual like talking head footage? Me, if it's all around the place with an educational piece that's 19 seconds, I don't know. I'm going to do right now what feels like a fourth because I think this part's visually this part, 3 different angles. That's enough visual stimulus. We get a good idea of the whole place, different angles as well, right? Then we can actually show some fire B-rolls from this day. I'll throw that in here. And then we finish right here. This is the landing, right? The takeoff is a question that is a hook for the person who's creating and wants to know this answer, wants to have this conversation with this kind of person. And then we land with the answer right there in 19 seconds. So this is turning out to be a really small or short little educational nugget. Let's go ahead now, bring up our inspector and do this. We're going to fill up the space now. And this is where we do a little bit more of the adjustments. So I'm just going to go ahead, copy, boom, paste that adjustment to all of these, right? Then I'm going to go ahead and fine tune them because this is a 16:9 horizontal. I'm going to change it on the X axis to include what kind of information I want it to include. Dope. By the way, FX3, I love how it has this little tally light right here, right in the dead center of the frame. So we're speaking right away to our target audience, which is the people who do what this guy does. This is our main character. We're introducing him right away. Just so happens, not by any coincidence, but I wore this shirt with my name on it. So already this first frame is speaking to who I want to watch it. Boom. And it reveals who? A foodie. Boom. Who asks a question. That's a hook. Bang. Then we introduce a new angle. Kind of walks out of frame in this particular one. So go ahead, make that adjustment on the X, right? Boom. In, out. That's nice. Also, I'm keeping in mind that the captions are going to go right around here. So I'll make that conscious decision now if I need to change the scale, X, Y, whatever. So I know that this is kind of, this area right here is where the captions are going to go. I don't want, yeah, this is fine. This is fine. This is fine. Boom. Then the next one, this one, because the first two kind of have movement. This is a reveal shot. Subject's in frame, move and reveal, even though the camera's steady. This one, the camera's actually moving and the subject's moving. And in this one, we have stationary, stationary. I might add a little bit of a zoom to that. I'll do it manually, not rotation. Boom, scale that, bop. Just kind of do simple, real cheap, tricky kind of zooms like that. That's it, maybe like 7% right there, boom. Right, so it has a little bit of that change of scale. Again, keeping that caption space snug right there. I'm going to get into the B-rolls over here, so that doesn't matter. And then I'm going to land right here. That's a bit too self-indulgent. It's just someone's back. You can barely see the tally light right there. I don't know if I'm going to stay with that. Let's see our other angles. I don't know if I'm going to stay with that. You know what? I might actually introduce the fourth angle right here. And just go ahead, fill that up. Again, change it on the X-axis. Now we get the super wide. We can see where we're at. I might just go ahead and do that. Okay. Just a second. Just a second, real quick break. I got a phone call. Hello? Oh. Fire test from the school. All right, let's get back at it. Let me see. Oh, what's up? All right, time for dinner with the fam. Have a dope live show. Hey, thanks, Tyler. See you next time. Bop. He calls it vertical. Tyler calls it vertical. Dope. All right, boom. I'll end right there. I'll probably do the same thing like I did earlier. Bop. With this clip right here, right? Just like a manual, sort of a false push in. I don't even know what you guys call it. I just call it change of scale. But boom, bop. We end on that. We get a wide view, a new view. Like we haven't seen this angle yet in the whole clip. So actually, it worked out perfectly. 1, 2, 3, 4 angles plus some B-roll. That just came out nicely. All right. So this is, I'm basically done. I might start, not a little bit too much of a dead start here. Boom. Oh yeah, we'll start like that.
So how long does it usually take then to like do one video?
It depends on what we're cooking because certain dishes have.
I might J-cut a bit of this, just kind of clean up. I don't normally J-cut too much on shorts, but.
Video.
It depends on what we're cooking because certain dishes have more steps.
Yeah.
It's been on average like about an hour 15. But that's mainly just because
When there's B-roll, there's not too much necessity, I feel, for the J-cuts.
because of the cooking process. Like a lot of it is like, like I said, she'll shoot something and then she waits, and then she shoots something and then she waits, you know?
Bop. All right, good. We are ready to just lace it up with a couple fire B-rolls, and then we're going to export. So let's go to the project. Let's find, hold up. There we go. What does he actually do? He's doing that, stirring the eggs, right? So it would kind of make sense to catch some, like right here, right? Here we go. Bop, right around there. Boom, I to select the in, bop, K to stop the clip, O to press the out. I didn't need to press K, but I did. Bop, here we go. Shift 2, so I'm only taking the visual, not the audio. Bop, oh, that's weird. Okay, boom. I know I'm gonna want like at least 2 B-rolls. So there's one. Again, I guess I'll just do it now so it looks bop. Right, because here that's what he's doing right here, right? Boom, some of that, and you know what? I might tease it because we've got a 19-second YouTube short here ready. We're just filling in this 4-second. Is it 4? I think it's 4. Yeah, 4-second and 8 frame. This is a 24p timeline, by the way. So 4-second. And 4 seconds and 1/3 of a second right now is what I've allotted for this B-roll space. I'm going to fill that up with a couple shots. One is actually relevant to what we saw right here, but the other one I kind of wanted to use as a teaser. So like the end product. So if someone only sees this part, right, let's see what it finally looks like somewhere around here. A little bit of sauciness. Y'all foodies like this kind of shot, right? Like some saucy, boom, maybe something like that. I'm gonna just press E, drop that in the timeline, keep going. Boom, the finishing piece. Actually, boom, I think that's it. So I think that's it. We're gonna do those 2, say less, right? We're gonna do these 2 B-roll shots right here. Bop, bop. Now just copy, paste the properties over there, change it on the X-axis, right? Get that drippy action going on right there. Bop, bop. And then we're good. All right, see? That's how easy it is to go ahead, make a short. So what I'll do now is, I know the title of this video was 35 shorts from an hour and 17 minutes, from an hour and 17-minute clip. I'm spending extra time to actually do this step and kind of explain it. If I were to just do it, if I shut up, I was just listening to my own jams and beats, I would just be, the timeline would be a lot shorter. But here we go. So settings, Apple devices. For me, because I'm actually Apple devices, because this will go on social medias as well. Social medias. The YouTube is social media. This will go on Instagram as well. So you'll see, I'm not going to show you my file system yet. It's a bit complicated. It kind of deserves its own, live. File management, data storage is crazy, especially when you got a setup like this that's producing so much content every day, every week. That becomes a whole nother skill that is required. It's necessary. Beyond editing. Like, you know, I've been editing for what, a decade, almost 2 decades. And so it's a bit more second nature to me, but I feel very humbled when I get into the native attached storage conversations and networks and IP addresses and those really techie kind of conversations. I feel very humbled by it, but I know how relevant it is and how important it is to actually understand at a base level, even if I don't have to be proficient enough to actually do it myself. I still recognize and appreciate the importance of those kinds of systems. All right, I'm opening up this script and I will walk you through my process of actually adding captions. All right, so let's get into it. I'll share my screen here. Bop. I've opened up the script. I'm gonna hit new project. Boom, choose file to transcribe. Where's the one I just made? Where you at, cuh? Where you at, cuh? There you are. Boom. Here's a file that we just made. I'm going to skip that step. And see, it takes a little bit of time. This is a 19-second clip, right? So it's not going to take too much time. And for doing shorts, it's the longest you're going to be dealing with is 60 seconds anyway, right? So let's go ahead. Something to, oh wow, that other camera died already, huh? So as this transcribes, there we go. I'm going to go ahead, hit this T up here, hit captions. Me, I like to do the live text like this. So it kind of remembered me already. It knows what kind of stuff, what kind of captions I want. Boom. And there we see a transcript. I mean, how amazing is this? Because I can now edit a video based on my edits of actual text. The reason that's so amazing is because now I don't have to scrub through a timeline like this, or better yet, more like this one, right? Hold on, let's see. Like this, where literally I'm looking at an hour and 17 minutes. I'm like, when did he say that one thing? When did he say that one thing?
Right.
Have dinners.
Right.
I'm not scrubbing through like this anymore. No. Now with the script, I can simply search right here. I say, hey, when was he talking about the cooking process? Like that. Boom. Right here at this point of the clip. And it'll also give me a timestamp right here, 11 seconds and 94. What is that? 94 frames? 11.94. 11-second mark. It's giving me a specific time in the frame. In the clip. So that if I wanted to, and I go back here, then I will know exactly. I look at the timestamp and I could find that exact moment in this whole heap of video. And that's just a huge time saver right there. When you're thinking, I know what he said. I don't know what part of the clip it is. The script can help with that one. But what we're using it for right now is for our captions process, right? So boom. The script's already pretty on point. It helps to have good audio as well. So if I just play it.
Take then to like do one video.
It depends on what we're cooking because certain dishes have more. Steps.
Yeah.
It's been on average like about an hour 15. But that's mainly just because of the cooking process. Like a lot of it is like I said, she'll shoot something.
So something like that, I might go ahead and just erase that.
Like I said,
I might even just erase that second because we don't really.
Like I said, she'll shoot something.
And this is what I found too. If I actually put a period, it will capitalize the next word. So there's a bit of a spell correct or grammar correct action going on in here. What I don't know is actually see how there's a space right here? I got to hit C, correct. But how do I don't know how to get rid of that space. Oh, there, I just did. Okay, boom, boom, like that, boom. Treat it like a Word doc.
Like I said, she'll shoot something and then she waits and then she shoots something and then she waits, you know?
Boom, there it is.
Something and then
because I've already been using this a lot, it kind of has this preset, or I guess you can make presets, but this is already automatic for me, at least this format of captions, but there's a lot of flexibility within the captions here. If I wanted to do, let's go, Bob. I wanted to go here. So you can see my screen. Live text is kind of like, I think of it like karaoke or something, karaoke, when you have like a bouncing ball or some kind of visual cue that lets you know where we are in the words.
she waits and then she shoots something
If you didn't want it, this is what it would look like.
and then she waits. You know?
Oops, I made a whole new subtitle, didn't I? Hold on. Yeah, so you can see the different time. Here you can see different cells. This one has no live text.
No.
So how long is it usually
Why is this one here?
take then to do one video?
It depends on what.
So here you can see the difference between live text and not live text, whatever you call that.
What we're cooking, because certain dishes have more steps.
Here's the live
It's
text.
been on average like about an hour,
Here's
hour
not
15.
live text.
But that's mainly just because of the cooking process. Like a lot of it is like
Really depends on your decision, your style, right? There's good and bad, pros and cons to both. I like the live text, so I'm gonna stick with that. Go ahead, delete this other one, and export. Simple as that. If you look at my export settings, I go here to export 1080p. I mean, it's shot in 4K. I could export that 4K, but it'll get compressed anyway. So, and it's also 10. I already exported from Final Cut here in 1080, so I gotta keep it at 1080. Export that. Again, I'll get into my whole file system later. Boom, bop, bang, exporting. And just like that, we've got shorts from a long form content, short format from a long format. And we also included captions. We also included a bit of editing theory and all of that. Let me know how you like this kind of content right here. I plan to do a lot more like this. All about the drip drop, Tevez says. You damn right. We are going to wrap it up here. And I just want to say thanks for tuning in. Let me know what else kind of questions you have when it comes to editing, when it comes to creating. I can't overemphasize this. Just post it. Just try it. Just do it. As you can imagine, as someone who's been doing this for a decade and a half now, I field a lot of questions from friends, family, clients about things like this. And it always comes down to, let's not talk about it. Show me what you've done, and then we can talk about it, right? First, be about it, then we can talk about it. Someone make a shirt of that. Like, be about it first, then we can talk about it. And part of this channel is to actually just be open and show you how I'm being about it, in hopes that you yourself too just be about it, and then we can go from there. Then whatever kind of shared experience, whatever kind of experience I have to share with you as someone at a different part in your content creation journey, my input has a lot more value to you because you have that real life experience and real life feedback, real life results to apply whatever it is that I say. And it's easier for me to also say something when I have real life experience, real life results, real life feedback to then comment on. And so I think I told myself I'd do this live for like 30 minutes. It's been 47 minutes. So I'm gonna cut it off right there. See you next time.